Girl, I got an update on that crazy story about the guy that went through the Bikini Coffee shop drive-thru with his pants off and was being recorded by the lady, and then the video went viral, so he went and offed himself. Well, the story just took a crazy turn because his grieving mama then hopped online with something to say. This is the bee that went up to my son's car and recorded this blank video that caused him to take his life. She invaded his privacy by going up to his car. Please share this picture of this blank so that we can make her pay. Justice for Nautica, baby boy. Your mom is fighting for you. I'm not going to rest until you have peace. Love you, my son. Gone way too soon. Let's make this girl pay. Please, everyone, share this picture with all your friends on every social media platform. Thank you so much in advance for your help. Ma'am, I understand you grieving, but you sound like you want folks to race over to the coffee shop and hold a witch hunt. Are you expecting folks to burn this woman at the stake because of what your son did? Child, even Carlissa has something to say. Her child is gone. Allow her to make a mistake by passing the blame, at least until she done grieving. I'm sure she'll realize it later. Now, Carlissa's comment was nice, because everybody else was eating the mama up in the comments. I think they was trying to make the mama feel worse than what she already felt, and the mama just looking for somebody to blame. And she wasn't the only one, because another family member came out with something to say. I am a very private person and normally don't post my family's business on social media, but I think this needs to be addressed. Bullying on social media should be a crime, especially if someone chooses to hurt themselves. This woman decided to take things into her own hands and not report what potentially happened to corporate offices. Because of her ignorance, someone chose to hurt themselves. We need to use social media as a tool to encourage positive behavior, not to encourage people to harm themselves or potentially take their lives. Child, I told you it took a crazy turn. Now let's check out what this gentleman had to say in the comment section. The audacity is astounding. Your son was out here violating others in a deeply harmful and sexual manner, yet you choose to place the blame on someone else for his decisions to take his own life? Well, I am sorry for your loss. The responsibility lies with him and with you as well. He clearly adopted this unlawful and harmful way of thinking from the environment you created or enabled. Accountability is key, and deflecting blame only perpetuates the harm he caused. That man told you the truth. Check out what was told to the police according to TMZ. The motorist Nautica Malone began his journey towards death last Wednesday when he pulled up to the drive-thru line at Bikini Beans Coffee in Tempe, Arizona, and was approached by an employee who noticed he did not have any pants on while taking his order, cops said. Police said the employee told her manager as Malone rolled up to the drive-thru window, still naked from the waist down. The manager allegedly whipped out her cell phone and recorded video of Malone, who was masturbating. Tempe police tell TMZ on the night of Malone's suicide, members of his family showed up at the coffee shop and were aggressive with the staff, stating Malone had unalived himself over the incident. I feel like the family's actions is making it even worse at this point. It's bad enough the man done died of embarrassment. This ain't helping the situation at all. At this point, child, it would have been over and done with. Folks would have moved on. Now, the Bikini Beans Coffee shop did release a statement. Our thoughts and prayers are with the family of the individual involved during this difficult time. This was an unfortunate and tragic situation. As a company, the safety of our employees is always our top priority. In this case, an individual chose to commit a crime at one of our locations. We take incidents like this very seriously and remain committed to protecting our team and maintaining a safe and respectful environment. Thank you for your continued support. Now, when I first seen this video, I thought it was a skit. Because you have so many skits online nowadays, you can't tell whether it's real or fake. But the look on his face, the utter confusion, I thought that was the butt of the joke.
Good. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
Sir, you need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Call 911.
You know, I feel real sorry for the mom. Because a lot of folks see a perv pull up with their pants off. But to that mama, she see her baby. She see her son, her offspring, somebody she's not going to be able to see or talk to anymore. Nautica Malone took his own life. But not only did he take his life, he took part of his mother's life away, part of his wife's life away, part of that child's life away. And this was based on his own actions. He chose death over accountability. He chose to die versus facing the consequences of his own actions. Now, social media can be the devil's playground. I ain't never seen so many grown adults expose, dox, drag, shame, and bully each other like children. So I get it. I get where the family member is coming from. But unfortunately, I don't think this is the same type of situation. His own shame got the best of him. Now let's shine the light on the fact that there is a lot of unhinged adults from the toxic workplace all the way to cyberspace. Adult bullies exist. Now let's take a listen to what this therapist had to say about adult bullies, because she said a word. Child, she letting us know why they exist, why they act the way they do, and how to deal with them.
You know something that isn't talked about too much, but has a tremendous impact on our mental health? Bullies. Adulthood has bullies in it. Now, we thought those bullies stayed in middle school, elementary, maybe even high school. But some of those same bullies have grown up to be full-grown adult bullies too. People that have proven they will go out of their way to hurt somebody else with intent to cause emotional pain. Those are the bullies I'm talking about. The ones who will say sharp words intentionally to harm, the ones who will blame, withhold love or resources or items, affection, anything, just to intentionally take the pain that they're feeling from within and put that on somebody else. A bully's self-esteem is often, if not all the time, low. Because you have to be at a place where you don't feel well about self in order to want to intentionally harm somebody else. So what do you do when a bully comes your way? There's a few things you can do. You can confront the bully. Now, I'm not saying you fight the bully like you was back in school. We're not going there. You can confront the bully and have a conversation with the bully and address the issue. Talk about what's really going on. You can ignore the bully, right? That takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage in itself of realizing that's just light afflictions. That's just noise. And I'm not interested in entertaining that. It's always good to have a healthy boundary when it comes to a bully, because we're recognizing that right now in the space that this person is in emotionally or mentally, it's not healthy to have them within my personal space. And then what I'm also want to be clear about placing in here, which should be all the time anyway, is you still got to pray. Because what I'm realizing more and more and more as I mature and grow, as I'm watching other people, the enemy uses people too, right? So the enemy, I had this conversation again last week. I had some good conversations last week where if the enemy knows where we're vulnerable at, the enemy himself is a bully. right? So he uses people and boosts them up to also intentionally swoop in and to do his dirty work. So people are going to try to hit you, touch you, affect you in the areas you're most vulnerable in, right? If I'm insecure about a certain area, if I don't feel strongly about a certain area, if I have a pain point in a certain area, that's where the bully's going to swoop in and try to attack. Because you attack me in the area where I feel, hey, that don't even bother me. But that bully knows where to hit to. So prayer to block those things, prayer to block how it affects us, and prayer to really touch and work through and soothe that wound and that pain point for self so it doesn't affect us anymore. Adulthood, in fact, has bullies in it. The healthy part is when we learn how to address and not work with, but how to address and interact with the bullies. Sometimes that means not interacting at all. When you get this point, that people will be intentional about trying to harm you emotionally and mentally, when we get that point of realizing that no longer affects me because I've healed the area you're trying to touch with your words, I've healed the area you're trying to hit me in. When we get to that point, that's when we're boosted to be healthier in our emotional and our mental health, when we realize that no longer aches anymore. And see, I'm going to leave you to deal with your issues on your own. So being able to see the bully where they're at, and you decide for yourself what you need to heal, whether it is healthy confrontation, whether it is ignoring, always praying, and always having healthy and set boundaries.
Make a psycho, make a traffic psycho.